Welcome back to Zach Going Fire. Today we're going to talk about superpowers that you may or may not have that would help you get to retire early. I believe I have three superpowers. I'm going to go over those, and I'm also going to go over a couple superpowers that I do not have. But first, if you're new to this channel, I'm a truck driver. I'll be retiring early this year at the age of 44, and I invite you to join me on this journey to financial freedom. We're going to start off with one superpower that I certainly don't have, and that's super high earnings. If you have super high earnings, you can retire early. As you can see, this is mine and my wife's income for the last 20 years. We've only averaged about $93,000 a year. Last year alone, I had less than $50,000 in income. And in 2016, when we filed bankruptcy, we had just over $44,000 in combined income. So that's definitely not one of our superpowers. One superpower that you might have is the ability to negotiate on prices. If you are good at bartering when you go into the market and you can normally get a better price than the asking price, that can help you in having a lower cost of living in retirement. So that's not something that I have ever been really good at, is bartering. So another superpower that I would say I don't have is having super low tastes or preferences. If you're the kind of person who doesn't need much to be happy, for example, if you can live on rice and beans and pasta, then you can retire early. I would say my wife and I have average taste or average preferences. We do like to go on cruises. We do like to travel in nice accommodations. And so if you can lower your preferences, then you can retire early. That's another superpower we don't have. One superpower that we do have, and one of the most important ones to have, is keeping your cost of health care and health insurance low. Here in the United States, health insurance and health care costs are super high right now. So one of the superpowers we have is that we'll be traveling and living mostly in other countries. And you're looking at the website for Safety Wing, which is what we plan on using. And we plan on getting Nomad insurance for $92.40 a month per person. And that's with our current age in our mid 40s. So if you are able to travel and live in other countries and pay for health expenses out of pocket like we plan on doing, because the Nomad insurance only covers catastrophic emergencies. Most of our regular checkups and dental appointments will be paid for out of pocket. But that's certainly our first superpower. Okay, our second superpower is this trusted house sitters. We plan on doing a lot of pet sitting as we travel around, and we just joined up with this site. They do make it safe for you to do it by doing a background check on both the sitter and the host. And so we plan on using that to stay in places around the world instead of always paying for a hotel, although sometimes we'll still have to pay for hotels. Our third superpower is having a margin of safety with our investing and our budgeting plan. So here is our budget, and we have planned on $58,000 per year in expenses. And with our income of about $26,000 a year, we're expecting our expenses will only be $32,000 a year. And that would mean that we need about $803,000. So our current net worth is just over $1 million. So we do have a little bit of a margin of safety, and that helps us to avoid the biggest risk in early retirement. The biggest risk is the sequence of returns risk. That means that in early years of retirement, if you have a big drop in the market, that's the biggest risk of you running out of money early and your plan not working. So with that margin of safety there, we have that. We also have the fact that we will use margin loans from our brokerage account. If the market drops, we'll be able to borrow tax-free and reinvest those dollars. We also use leverage, and we use Jason Kelly's plan with his leverage funds in his plan. So we'll be able to add additional dollars into the market for the recovery in case it drops, helping us to avoid the sequence of returns risk. So, what kinds of superpowers do you have to retire early? I look forward to hearing from you, and let's continue to drive towards financial freedom.